Guys, you are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. As you all know, I'm Tutor Joseph or Mr. Explicit. Please, as you watch this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. In this class, we are going to be taking more likely exam questions on Chapter 1 of Chem 113, that is Organic Chemistry in the University of Benin. As you all know, your exam is commencing few days from now. So if I were you, I wouldn't take these questions lightly. So please make sure you do well by assimilating all these questions and the answer to all of them. So in our previous class, we treated question 1 to 6, but right now, by God's grace, we shall be taking question 7 to question 24. So let's get started. Number 7 says solvent used for recrystallization procedures must have the following except A, it should dissolve the crystals when hot and when cold. B, it should dissolve the impurities when hot or cold. C, it should have fairly high boiling point. And D, it should not react with the crystals. The answer is C. Alright, the solvent used for recrystallization procedure should have fairly low boiling point and not high boiling point. Number 8, a mixture of solids of different solubilities can be separated by fractional crystallization. So a mixture of solids having different solubilities can be separated or isolated using fractional crystallization. Number 9, which of these is true of distillation? The mixtures must be miscible, of course they must be. B, they must have different boiling points, sure, they must have the same boiling points. And 3, it is used to separate solid from liquid or liquid from solid. D, all of the above. So the answer is all of the above. Number 10, the temperature difference of mixture separated by simple distillation is usually 25 degrees Celsius. Please take note of questions like this. All right, the answer is 25 degrees Celsius. This topic has been treated already on my YouTube channel, so there's no need me explaining all the options and questions because of time. If you know you haven't watched the video on it, just check the videos I've uploaded so far. You see questions on chapter 1 on organic chemistry. Number 11, dash distillation is used to separate or isolate miscible mixtures whose boiling points are less than dash apart. Alright, the answer is B. Alright, fractional distillation is used to separate or isolate miscible mixture whose boiling points are less than 25 degrees Celsius apart. In other words, it is used to separate mixtures whose boiling points are very similar. Alright, it is used to separate mixtures whose boiling points are similar or mixtures that have close boiling point. Take note of that. If it does not come like this, it comes as which of these is used to separate mixtures that is miscible mixtures or liquid having close boiling point. It is fractional distillation. Number 12, dash distillation is used to separate components that are prone to decomposition at dash temperature. The answer is B. Vacuum distillation is used to separate or isolate components that are prone to decomposition at high temperature. The answer is B. Number 13, which of these is affected by separatory funnel, solvent extraction, and distillation? Steam distillation is affected by all those factors. Okay. Number 14, substances that are amended by steam distillation must have the following features except substances that are amended by steam distillation must have the following features except A. Insolubility or immiscibility with water, B. High solubility or miscibility with ether, C. Low vapor pressure, and D. Fairly high molecular weight. The answer is what? C. It ought to have been high vapor pressure. Alright, substances that are amended by steam distillation must have high solubility, high vapor pressure, fairly high molecular weight, and insolubility or immiscibility with water. So the answer is C, low vapor pressure. It ought to have been high vapor pressure. Number 15, a good solid support must have the following except A. Good mechanical strength, B. Inertness at low temperature, C. High specific surface area, and D. Uniformly wetted by liquid phase. The answer is B. It ought to have been inertness at high temperature. You see, these questions are looking somehow. A word can just make the option look so different. So that is why you must meticulously and scrupulously pick your answer. Okay, Uniben's exam, you don't have to be hyperactive. That is, you don't have to answer the questions hurriedly. You must be calm. You must be tranquil in mind in order to pick the correct answer to the questions. All right. Number 16. Dash is used to isolate small quantities of materials such as sugar, amino acid, and plant pigment. The answer is paper chromatography. Paper chromatography is used to isolate or separate smaller substances such as sugar, amino acids, and plant pigment. Note that paper chromatography is also called liquid chromatography because the stationary phase is water while the mobile phase is organic solvent. Paper chromatography is also called liquid chromatography because the stationary phase is water while the mobile phase is organic solvent. Okay, please take note of that. And paper chromatography is also called partitioned chromatography. Okay, number 17, the stationary phase of column chromatography is dash while the mobile phase is dash respectively. Please always take note of the word respectively. Okay, now A, absorbent slash eluent, B, water slash organic solvent, C, eluent slash absorbent, and D, organic solvent slash water. The answer is absorbents and eluent, which is what? A. What are examples of absorbents that are used as stationary phase? Sugar is there, starch is there, activated alumina is there, calcium carbonate is there, which means that calcium carbonate, sugar, sucrose, and activated alumina are examples of absorbents that are used as stationary phase in column chromatography. Then the mobile phase is actually eluent. All right, and examples are actually, you have numerous of them: cyclohexane, benzene, petroleum ether, glacial acetic acid, methanol, ethanol. All of these are examples of eluents that can be used as mobile phase in column chromatography. You see that? So if they don't bring it as this, they give you examples. Take note of that. Number 18, which of these is used as partitioned chromatography? Yes, I did say that while explaining paper chromatography in the previous question. So the answer is paper chromatography. I believe you are enjoying the questions. They are very easy. All right, number 19, in liquid chromatography, the stationary phase is dash while the mobile phase is dash respectively. I also explained this just now. The stationary phase is water while the mobile phase is organic solvent. The stationary phase is water while the mobile phase is organic solvent. Respectively means look for the one that was mentioned first. Stationary was mentioned first before mobile phase. That is enough word, respectively. Look at option, okay? I think option B is opposite to option D. All right, if you are not careful enough, you pick option D, which becomes the wrong answer because it said respectively. Stationary phase was mentioned first, so we are going for water. Then the other one, mobile phase, was mentioned as the second one, so organic solvent. The answer is what? B. Number 20. When dash is used to force the component through the column, it is called flash column chromatography. Please, when nitrogen is used to force the compound through the column, it is called flash column chromatography. Which of the option carries that? Okay, B. When nitrogen is used to force the components through the column, it is called flash column chromatography. That is option B. Number 21, gas liquid and gas solid chromatography have their mobile phase to be unreactive gas. Unreactive gas. What are examples of unreactive gases? All noble gases are unreactive. If we don't call them unreactive gases, we call them inert gases. If we don't call them inert gases, we call them noble gases. If we don't call them noble gases, we call them rare gases. All right, rare gases. Please take note of that. So in gas liquid and gas solid chromatography, the mobile phases are unreactive gas. Please, in gas liquid chromatography, all right, the stationary phase is a non-volatile liquid. Are you listening to this? The stationary phase is a non-volatile liquid, that is in gas liquid chromatography. But in gas solid chromatography, the inert solid itself is the stationary phase. In gas liquid chromatography, the stationary phase is a non-volatile liquid, while in gas solid chromatography, the inert solid itself is the stationary phase. Please note that the gas solid chromatography is also called the vapor phase chromatography. Are we listening to that? Please take note of it. RF stands for retention factor. That is what? Option C. Yeah, RF stands for retention factor. Now, what is retention factor? Retention factor can be defined as the ratio of the distance moved by the compound to the distance moved by the solvent front. That is how the question comes. The distance moved by the compound to the distance moved by the solvent front is called RF, retention factor. All right, it is not retention fraction. It is not retention friction. It is not retention factor. You can see how similar the options appear. So the answer is retention factor, C. Number 23, amino acids turns dash when treated with ninhydrin. It turns blue or purple when treated with ninhydrin, and that is option A. 24, when sugar is treated with phenylamine, it turns brown or red. It turns brown or red. 25, which of these is associated with purification of water? That is to say, which of these chromatographic procedure is associated? All right, it is associated, or it has to do with water purification. The answer is ion exchange chromatography. Ion exchange chromatography. You know that the ion exchange resin is used to convert the permanent hardness of water to soft water. All right, you know that ion exchange resin is a naturally occurring complex salt. It is also called sodium aluminate triaurosilicate 3. Sodium aluminate triaurosilicate 3. That is NaAlSiO3. All right, sodium aluminate also silicates 3. All right, it is used to convert hardness of, or it is used to convert hard water into soft water. So ion exchange chromatography is associated with water purification. And please, they will ask you, what is the principle used during chromatography? Chromatography obeys the principle of migration at okay, if they don't look at it, chromatography obeys the principle of migration, or the components move at different speed. If migration is not used, different speed will be used. So components that are separated through or with the means of chromatography, all right, the components have the ability to migrate or to move at different speed. Please take note of that. And chromatographies are associated, or that is they are used to separate pigmented substances or colored substances such as chlorophyll, hemoglobin, and ink. All of these are associated with chromatography. And please, if you know you have learned something in this video I just uploaded, and you have learned something, please endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Don't worry, we are going to be dropping more questions on chapter 2 of organic chemistry. I wish you success in your forthcoming examination. Do have a wonderful day.